Hi YouTube, this is a follow-up video to the side-by-side comparison uh, to the ErgoRest here. And I set it up like I said I was going to do. This is for my left arm, this is for my right, and then I had uh, the mouse tray here set up and put my mouse up here and was ready to go to work. So I started doing some typing tests, and right away, uh, and I type pretty well. What I noticed was when you have your arms on these rests, uh, and you are typing, you make micro movements with these. You do a little bit forward, up and down, a little bit side to side, depending on where your hands are at on the keyboard when you're typing. You know that, but if you've never used these things before, that's important, because when I have my arm on here and I'm making micro movements, I don't want to have any resistance whatsoever, because resistance is what causes injuries like carpal tunnel, and it strains your muscles. And my shoulder actually got injured from me having proper misuse of my arm hanging off the desk and using the mouse. This, however, oh my god, I said I was going to use this for a couple of months. No, I used it for like 10-15 minutes, and I was like, no, I said I was not going to send it back. And I just got done on Amazon going through the return process. I'm returning this. I absolutely hate, if I just had my arm on here and I was just using my mouse and that's all I was doing, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. And I locked it down to where you can put some serious weight on this, and it's not, breaking at either of these joints. But here's the deal breaker for me. I really got pissed off at this joint and at this joint underneath here. And the reason why is when I'm sitting here typing, right, blah, 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 and I'm trying to make micro moves, and I don't know if you can see this, when my weight is on here, my arm wants to move and not this arm. This spins freely when there's no weight on it. Looks good, right? Watch what happens. I'm going to sit there and go like this. Watch what happens when I start to put weight on it. See how it starts sticking? And it's like really stiff? And that's just me with just pushing down with my fingers. It should be silky smooth like this. As soon as you start adding weight to it, see how it gets stiff and it's like resisting? That's horrible. And it's absolutely horrible for when you're trying to type and you go to move your hand around on the keyboard. This thing is fighting you. And it's and like you can see my arm rolling. You see that? It shouldn't be rolling in the cushion. It should be like, here, I'll put the very lightest weight on here. See how I'm pushing it with no weight? I'm moving the arm around. Try to get a better angle. This is me with no weight on the arm, right? Watch what happens when I put my normal arm weight on here. See how my arm is rolling inside the cushion, because the arm is resisting my movement, which completely defeats the purpose. If I use this thing for months, I get another injury, because the resistance would stress out my tendons and my muscles or whatever, and I'd probably get another frozen shoulder. Let's compare this. So, this is me not putting any weight on here, and this is me putting lots of weight on here. Do you see any resistance? Do you see my arm rolling at all? Here, I'll try to put the camera. This is me putting a lot of extra weight on here, and it's silky smooth. Stays exactly the same. I'll do the same thing with this again. I'll do the angle, and I'll keep, this is me moving my arm back and forth. Here, I'll try to zoom out here. Back and forth without any weight. Let's put some weight on there. See how my arm is being rolled over because it's resisting. This is horrible. It's a horrible design. I don't know what the hell is in this joint. And, you know, this should be spinning better. And it spins fine when there's no weight on it. But as soon as you put weight on it, it's sticky. It wants to not turn. And, you know, this... I could sit here, like, it'll go and keep going and keep going and keep going. You'll get zero resistance from that joint. I don't know what's in that joint and how they did it differently, but whatever they did and whatever they did in this joint and this one too is done perfectly. I've been using this for a year. And if you can afford it, and I did some extra searching on Amazon, you can get these as cheap as $83. I called up the direct supplier in America, which is Comfort Keyboard Systems, and I'll put the link in the description. And the reason why I got this one is because I wanted the mouse pad to kind of get my mouse closer to my arm so I could go like this a lot easier rather than have it way up here, then swing out and come in. I just wanted to do a left and right. Well, it turns out that ErgoRest has a clamp that has a pin on it and a mouse pad with multiple pinholes just like this one. So you can get this, get the beautiful designed ErgoRest, get this, and also have a pin that'll put, you know, your mouse pad or whatever on it so you can start using that. And then all it does is it replaces this clamp. And so I talked to Charlie at the website, and it's a direct call kind of order place because it's a Bain Supplier, and I got this for $85, and then the mouse pad thing for $17, and that's out the door. So, this, however, I'm sending back to Amazon. I'm gonna drop this thing off in the mail tomorrow. This is a cheap knockoff of, you know, there's some good things about it. The mounting option is pretty nice. It's pretty solid. Although I do want to comment one more thing about a comparison. This thing sticks down pretty far compared to, and I would say that's about 2.5 inches, almost 3 inches below the surface of the table. And if you look in comparison, this only sticks down about 2 inches, maybe 1.75 inches. Let me try to get a nice even. It doesn't come down that far. And so when your legs are up underneath the table, you got pretty good clearance. And it's almost like from the bottom of this hinge, it's almost the same height as the bottom of that hinge. So you have a lot more clearance on the underside here rather than this one. This one has a lot less clearance because this thing's sticking out. Also, the hardware, if you look at the size of the hardware is a lot larger. Where you go direct to this, it's a lot smaller. This is really compact, and the arm is actually pretty compact as well. You know, compared to this is a lot more hardware, both in thickness and size. And you'd think, yeah, that makes it stronger and better, but I could shake the table with the amount of weight that I could put on this. This is extremely strong, well-built, well-engineered product. I'm not being paid for this review. I'm doing this because I love this, and it saved my shoulder, and now it's going to save... I've ordered another one with the mouse pad for my right arm, and this is going to save my left shoulder, and so I don't have to constantly be getting injuries. So that's it. Thanks for watching.